Welcome to Lower Hero episode 40. We are rapidly approaching the 1 year mark. We only have 12 weeks left to go. Somehow it's
Yippee.
almost back to October, whatever the hell date we started this at. I don't know. Whatever.
We really started this in October? We didn't know
it was October.
We were getting into, man.
We had
no idea what we were getting into.
Nope. We had no idea what would be announced just 2 months into this. We thought we were just going to be talking about old cool shit, but now we're talking about new cool shit
and old cool shit. Stuff to enjoy old cool shit with new cool shit.
Best of both worlds,
of course,
you know.
Of course. But
little new, all good.
We talk about old shit, and speaking of old shit, all the guitars that we generally use are old shit. But there are ways to make your old shit into good new shit. This video is going to be demonetized, but the overarching topic that we want to discuss today is the state of plastic guitar purchasing today and your options that are available to you, because there was discourse that occurred this past week about the options that are available to you, because there is really only one option if you aren't into this, if you're not in deep into this whole community, if you are a new person that just got involved with Festival and you want to play this cool new pro mode you've been hearing about, and you look up where to go purchase a brand new guitar, there's only one, and it's the PDP Riffmaster. But that's not the whole story. There's so many different things you can do, but it's not made by a major manufacturer. You have to kind of delve into the community to find it. So we're going to try to demystify some of the options that you have available to you to play a plastic guitar in the year 2024 and moving forward.
Yes.
But Jake, what's wrong with the Riffmaster, bro? I thought that's a newest thing.
Nothing wrong.
It's too much money. It's a scam. I can't believe the influencers are getting paid to talk about this. It's the only reason people are buying it.
Hey, bro. Hey, for clarification, me and Jason have not been paid.
True.
Yeah,
this
and
is true.
JP and I also have never been paid, but we did get them for free.
Yeah, no, we did get them. So that being laid out all on the table, I mean, hey, look, if you're listening to this and you don't even play the game, or you're thinking about getting into the game, and this is the episode that you've been waiting for, I mean, like, hey, there's four people. It's the four of us in here that are chronically online, looking at guitar controllers, all these options, all this good stuff. We are
look at my fucking
online.
background, bro.
Yeah, look at my background. Look, JP literally makes them. He literally makes them. Look at that tote right there. Look at that tote. That's full of broken. There's three totes full of broken guitars that JP just makes. Jake gets all the.
Jason's
the
doing guitar foo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I got one right here. Like,
I should look sick.
Exactly.
By the way.
No, see, like we all have a problem. If you're
Faceplate.
listening, you are going to have a problem.
We have undiagnosed
we're gonna
mental
give you
illness.
Yeah, exactly. We love Guitar Hero and rock.
hey, shout out to mental illness.
Shout out to undiagnosed mental illness. No normal person does this shit.
No,
none of us are normal.
There was a tweet this week. Somebody, I don't even remember who it was, but there was somebody put out a tweet that was like, when did you realize for the first time that you have to have some sort of undisclosed mental illness to post Guitar Hero gameplay?
I was
online?
drowsy as the boy.
That made me cackle. Thank
Bro,
you.
He's so right though. He's so right.
Oh.
I was like 13 years old. As soon as you were, as soon as you were old enough to put videos on the internet, I was like, I'm gonna put videos of me playing Guitar Hero on the internet.
Oh yeah.
And then
Easy.
that's, people just start watching the videos and go like, I want to play this game. Where can I get a controller? What's supported?
Yep.
That's the type of thing.
That's
Sorry,
influence, baby. That's our influencer right there.
Yeah. Just to block us from going too off path there. I had to guide us back. Anyway, that being said,
back onto the path.
Why is the Riffmaster so yada yada yada? Well, one,
the
it's a rock
Riffmaster
band
isn't
guitar.
so yada yada yada. It's a fine guitar for 99% of people who play the game, especially new players. This is probably the easiest and best option for a brand new player who's never been involved and they just got involved with Festival because they thought that they saw it was in their cool Fortnite game that they love so much. This is a good option for any new player or even experienced players. There's nothing wrong with it except for the price and I guess the availability.
They saw the Riffmaster acknowledged by Epic Games in that video full of really handsome guys playing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lots of handsome dudes.
We did this.
Rocking out with it.
Us, we're handsome. We're beautiful.
You know what? Hold on. You said like pro, like maybe, hold on. There's I feel like a misconception in the community that you can't play high level with the Riffmaster.
Absolutely.
I just want to throw out there the first
Untrue.
1FC on Fortnite Festival was done with the Riffmaster. The very
Unmodded.
first, world first, unmodded Riffmaster, just base out the box, got the first 1FC. So
This guy did it
I
too
mean, it's-
on a Riftmaster. That guy
I
done
did it
that.
on a Riftmaster as well. That shit
True.
was crazy. It was a
I like how you knew where to point for your overlay.
It took me like 3 seconds to be like, okay, so we have to point towards the direction of the headstock down in that corner.
You know what's fucked up too? I had to use Festival Instrument Mapper because I was a PlayStation Riftmaster on PC.
Oh, really?
So I had to
like
use it with-
plugged in directly and used like
Thanks, Emma!
with no modification. Yep, Emma, shout out.
Thanks,
That was
Emma.
in
Voxy.
Thank you.
That.
Yeah.
In Voxy play games. I own 5 Wii's.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, listen, if you, and I've said this like since having the Riftmaster, I've had it since January. I've had it since mid-January, which is way longer than even you guys and all the other consumers.
You got
that
way
picked
before
one up.
us.
When did we get ours?
True.
Was that in
You
March?
guys got
months
you
after
guys got
you.
y'all's like in
March?
I think it might have been
April?
March.
I want to say right before they dropped for everybody. Like as soon as pre-orders were done, and then you would be like, I have the Riftmaster. I have
No,
one.
we got them before Riftmasters
Right?
were announced.
Yeah.
Really? So
the
you
part-
guys
we
the
did.
reason they
in
gave
March?
us them was so that we could promote the
Yeah, we had the
pre-order
late
date.
episode, remember?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely right. I remember
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
we had it like
okay.
a week before pre-orders went out. But regardless, it doesn't matter. We're bragging.
Yeah, no. So like, look, if you came here to listen to our opinions on the Riftmaster and stuff, I mean, like we can give all of ours, one after another, unbiased. Like since having mine in January, I mean, I was afraid to just kind of be, I guess maybe a little bit too, like I fucking hate Rock Band guitars. But like this is a Rock Band guitar. This is new, like first guitar in a long time has done it. I mean, you could probably go back at us talking about the leak of the Riftmaster in December too. I was pretty hopeful for it because I was like, okay, this is just gonna get people who don't even care about our scene into the game, and we've seen that firsthand. In the last like 3 months, we've seen people just get into the game. Oh, I love the Riftmaster. I'm having a blast on Rock Band 4 and Fortnite Festival. I'm having a blast. It's gotten me into Clone Hero and Yarg off of this. And now, hey, Yarg has official support for Riftmasters. All you have to do is install the game, plug it in, and then turn on the guitar, and it works. Xbox or PlayStation,
Nice.
which I think
Hell yeah.
that shit is phenomenal. I don't know who the fuck did most of it. Maybe it was Nathan Nader and more people, but that shit is crazy. If anybody is looking for a game on PC to use Riftmaster and you don't want to set like anything up, Yarg is your game. Like that's it right there. I thought that shit was brilliant. But yeah, like that being said, it's a Rock Band guitar at the end of the day.
But it's a good Rock Band guitar. Trust me.
It's a good Rock Band guitar.
If you haven't used a Rock Band guitar since the Rock Band 1 Strat, oh my fucking god, those are trash. If
bad.
the Rock Band 1 Strat was how this thing felt, I would not be saying you should go buy this.
All right, wait,
I have
Jake,
one right here.
didn't you? Yeah, didn't you play on a somewhat unused Rock Band 1 Strat?
This is a
basically-
dog shit guitar. This shit sucks.
Yeah.
By the way, this was made by somebody, a viewer of mine, Ghoul XLV. He created this. This is a replica
Oh,
of Billy
Ghoul did that.
Joe's guitar. Yes, this was Ghoul. Yeah, he painted it. He put the stickers on here. It looks gorgeous. And
Did a really
quick
good
Easter
job.
egg. It's a very good job. A quick Easter egg on the back of Billy Joe's guitar IRL. He has a picture of him as a kid. So Ghoul put a picture of me as a kid on the back. That's not
Holding
me. That's
Guitar
not me.
Hero
That's a joke.
Metallica is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But anyways, this is the base of this is just a Rock Band 1 Stratocaster, and god damn, this thing sucks to play on. When
really
I got
bad,
it,
dude.
when I got it, I had to use the most fucking force I could ever possibly use in my arm to push him down because the rubber domes in these things just somehow degrade or something like that. Like I needed to use an extreme amount of force to get the little contact pad beneath these to go to actually. Actuate. So what you end up doing on these old Rock Band guitars when you get that issue, you can just pop these bitches right off. By the way, right away. You can put a little spacer on the bottom. I don't know if it's going to show up well on camera or focus. There's a small little piece of cardboard that I just hot glued onto the bottom of this. Hold on. We're gonna zoom.
Whoa!
Whoa! Oh! There we go. There's a little
There we
piece
go.
of
Yeah, I see
cardboard
it. I see
that
it.
I just glued on there,
Yo.
and that's enough of a spacer to where I can actually use a reasonable amount of force.
Well,
on
what
each,
if I
on each
told
key
you-
to push down?
What if I told you there's a better way to fix it?
I don't care. I already did this. Well, no, what is it though? What is it?
Damn, dude. Shot
You
down.
want to take the rubber domes out, and you actually want to rub the carbon part on a piece of paper.
Really?
What?
Yeah, so it kind of reactivates the carbon essentially by rubbing it on a piece of paper, and what happens with those pads is that like not even IPA will clean them because I got a
That's
P
what I've been
base.
using.
Yeah, I got a P base, and none of the frets worked, and I did that,
same.
and they worked perfectly afterwards.
That's insane.
So I would suggest trying that. You can do that with Guitar Hero Silicone too, by the way. If your silicone is dropping and it's not your neck, you can do that
I've never heard
too.
this before.
Just take it, rub it on a piece of paper. I think it was Bad Account maybe that like told me about this. It might have been
Dude,
Bad
fucking
Account. It might have been
probably,
somebody
dude.
else.
Probably.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It might have been Bad Account. I for some reason I feel like it was Bad Account.
Well,
That's
that wouldn't
interesting
necessarily
lore.
work for this too, because the guitar that he used to build this must have been like a really old, like early revision of the Stratocaster, because it was different than any other Strat that I'd owned. Because every other Strat that I've owned, you can just rip those keys off, just like I showed you before. But this one I couldn't. I just couldn't get it off for the life of me. I'm like, why can't I get this thing off? You should just be able to rip it right off and it'd be no problem. So I had to take the entire guitar apart, and I found out that it was using a different kind of mechanism to hold the fret in place. It was screwed in. There was like a small little thing on there that screwed it in.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
might
that was a
be.
shitty
It
guitar.
might be like some of the first guitars, like because you RMA them and they send you back a replacement. It
I hope
might
it was
have been
early
like one of
because
those.
it felt really
those
bad.
those early ones that were like, oh, we're gonna reinforce it so that it works a bit better.
Yeah,
But
I
hey,
did not
this
know
This
that
just lets
existed.
you know how far the technology has come in fucking 17 years. That's
Yeah, real quick,
disgusting to
real
think
quick.
about.
I want
But yeah,
to finish up this thought on the neck because I had to swap out the neck entirely. I didn't know that there were other differences like between how the necks even worked. So there's a different neck. It doesn't even fit properly. I don't know if it'll show up very well, but there's a big ass gap.
wow.
Oh my
It did
god!
not fit.
Oh,
I had to do a lot of cutting
Wow.
and shit to make this work, but it does work. But the moral of the story is this guitar looks very cool, thank you. But it is dog shit. It's terrible. I hate playing on it. I will never play on this ever again if I can avoid it.
Avoid it.
Because
a cool
this is only,
showpiece.
this is
Very
only
cool
decoration
showpiece.
at this point.
Nah,
I
bro,
played
until
for
they
it for
put
an
more
entire
green-
stream. No more.
Put more Green Day in Fortnite Festival. You're gonna have to pull it out.
Oh, I did put on a Strumfix Plus too, by the way. So it has a
Oh,
it has
that's
a couple
W.
switches instead of
Damn, so it's
magnetic.
like good and it's garbage at the same time.
Yep.
It's like really good but bad.
But anyways,
That sucks.
this guitar is 17 years old, going on 17 years old. This is the new version of it, and oh my god, this feels clean, boy. This feels smooth as butter to play on. I'm not even joking. I'm not gassing up PDP. I have no sort of ongoing business relationship with PDP. I can say whatever the fuck I want about these guitars. I don't like these. I would prefer to play on any other guitar. But it is a Rock Band guitar. If you like Rock Band guitars, that's fine. This is the only guitar you can go buy in a store. It's readily available. It's very accessible. It's a decent price for what it is nowadays. But
It
it
folds.
actually feels good to play on for a Rock Band guitar.
Yeah.
It's not my preferred model of guitar. I prefer a guitar, but for what it is, it's really good. It's really good
And
for
so-
what it is.
And so here comes like the financial part of it. It's like, okay, Jake, all right, so you like that. And what do you prefer more? If I'm gonna drop 130 bones, all right,
Before shipping.
that's not cheap. 130 bones for a controller to play a video game?
Yeah,
It's
you only
not
have about
cheap
200 bones in your body. I
whatsoever.
forget how many, like 210 maybe, 206. So that's most of your body
This
is
fucking
spent on
guy.
that
You
guitar.
can be very floppy after getting a plastic guitar. Just,
How you have
You have a lot of
stuff,
them
bro?
in your
What's going
hands
on?
too. You better save the hand bones.
Yeah, that's all he saved.
How do I make sure I'm not getting scammed? How do I make sure I'm not getting scammed? You know what I
Well,
mean?
you're not getting scammed
Loaded
from a
question.
reputable company that will ship it to you. It's not a scam. The
What?
scams are more rife with other guitars. The other options we may discuss later. You're guaranteed. You have 2 years of a warranty on this bitch too if it doesn't work.
that's,
Wow,
I feel like
that's
I think
incredible.
that right there is the thing that nobody seems to mention when it comes to these guitars included with the price. If you end up having a defect with it, if it stops working and you just got it, if you got your guitar from Goodwill, you're kind of SOL. But
Yep.
if you just bought this from PDP, from a manufacturer that's selling it, you've got that warranty. That's nice.
Yeah, you have
Unless
a
you got it-
security.
Unless you
Long
bought
time.
it scalped. Unless you bought it from a scalper.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Which
Don't
yeah.
buy
I
it.
Don't
Don't
pay
do it.
$200 for
I
this
could
without
count-
a warranty, without from the original receipt. You can't do anything about it. Then you're screwed. You're actually screwed.
I've had people admit to me that they bought from scalpers, and I'm like, guys,
You don't have to be
come
doing
on.
that.
Not,
That is the
not-
last
not
option.
not for a Riffmaster. Okay, so like if you decide to buy from a scalper or Riffmaster for like $200, you could have easily went to Etsy and buy a custom controller. One
Seriously,
of the, many,
best guitars one
Yeah.
of the best guitars money can ever purchase for $200. That's
Yes.
a good ass
like
guitar.
you think about it, you get from a scalper, you don't get that warranty. You don't get the original receipt. And even if you did get the original receipt, like fucking, why are you spending this much on a Riffmaster? Don't buy a Riffmaster for $200 fucking
yeah,
dollars.
if the budget is $200, you have better options.
It's
available
not worth
You have
$300.
way better options than a Riffmaster for $200. $200, you can get a nice ass like custom World Tour, custom Les Paul, custom Kramer. That's like the most popular custom guitar there is. is a Kramer because nobody fucking liked that shit when it was stock.
Yeah,
so,
you can just
but
get those
there's like
bodies
a
for
so,
cheap.
there's a bunch of space
work.
inside. Yeah, and it didn't work either. I've had
work.
like
Shit.
stock Kramers with the receiver. They were dog shit. I don't care.
Work.
They're so bad. And so like there's a bunch of space inside of a Kramer. You know what people did? They started fucking making their own boards, wiring it up, mechanical frets. That's worth it. That's worth $200 right there. It like just like case closed. There's no reason to like buy into a scalper's, just make his pockets even fucking deeper. Because you know for a fact that's not going to go to somebody struggling at all. There's some bastard that ran a bot and is charging double the price.
This right here, I feel like, is one of the main reasons to buy a Riffmaster. I'm pointing at something you can't see on here because, hey, it's right in the middle of the body, but it's the headphone jack. Headphone jack. If you play at night, if you're trying to play with, hey, there's the zoom. There we go.
Yeah.
That's crispy.
If you are playing, I mean, this guitar is quiet, right? If there's one advantage
Very
that this
quiet.
has over Guitar Hero guitars, Guitar Hero guitars are loud. If you're playing at night with other people, etc., that's a problem. You'll probably go make some noise. You're going to bother people if it's, if you're trying to stay quiet. This, you get all your music from the device directly through the guitar. You can still calibrate to it. And it's silent. That's great. This guitar has a purpose that some other guitars do not fulfill.
That is
which I think is great.
that is a unique feature that has never been seen before in a guitar.
Now, but if you don't prioritize that type of thing, you want a good feeling controller. You live alone. you live in a complex that's like cool with that type of thing too. It all depends on like your situation too, because like Guitar Hero guitars are loud, and they've only gotten louder because people started using neck frets.
They've gotten
Like
a lot
literally,
louder.
when I first started using like good mech frets, I was like, this guitar is fucking loud. It is so much louder than it used to be.
It is. It
But
makes a
like
big
I'm
difference.
cool
You
with
get
it
used to it.
because I'm cool with it because like this is fine. I can do that, and I can play with I can play my game like that, and that's fine. But this very quiet frets, super duper quiet.
I've seen a lot of people like what Jason mentioned. I've seen a lot of people in different chats be like they have like family members or whatever, and like a larger household, and they can play silently at night. Sharing a room with somebody.
Yes.
Like that is a unique feature. Like, because here's the thing: is that with the Riffmaster discourse and everything, it's like a lot of people who are buying these aren't really that good at the game, and that's not like a slight on them or anything. Like, they're casual players. Like Guitar Hero was always a
That's
party
who
game.
this is made
Like,
for. This is made
like,
for
it
the
was
casual
not.
player.
Yeah, it was not like Guitar Hero was not made to do what we do with it, right? Like,
Yeah.
like it was made as a party game, and so being able to play in situations like that is like a unique thing that we haven't really seen before. Because even like the old Rock Band 1 guitars, those things are quieter than Guitar Hero guitars, but they're
frets are
not
clicky as
quiet.
The one of the most common ones that I would have to relate to. It's just, hey, look at the people that are our age starting families. They got babies, newborn babies sleeping, and then you get a guitar controller that's going to be quiet as fuck. It's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
Great thing to have.
mind you, the quietness.
Oh no, what the fuck happened?
What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Alex is looking around very confusedly. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to continue speaking until he's figured out whatever he figured out. He probably can't see us anymore.
Oh no! Did Alec die?
I'm going to continue talking. I'm going to continue talking.
Hello?
What the fuck? Okay, he's gone. Okay, he's gone. Alec is gone now. These guitars are quiet. That's nice. But I have in this guitar,
Alex
I
even
have a
quieter.
modded strum bar. Are you
In
back
all
now, boy?
in all our months of doing this, that is the first time a glitch that bad has ever happened.
What the fuck
Your whole
happened to you?
Discord freeze.
I don't fucking know what happened. You guys froze, and you guys were looking at me like I was dead.
I actually asked if you died, so it worked.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Amazing.
So I don't know if you heard what I was talking about, but I was saying like one of the most common things. It's like how many people our age are starting families, having babies, newborn
Sure.
babies, and they just want to rock out. They just want to play some Rock Band 4. They want to play.
They want to start a band that rock the
Why-
world.
Yeah,
They want to
and you
start
can
a
do
band
it
and rock the
quietly.
world. They can do it quietly
And-
with the headphone jack and the quiet strum. Well, this is not.
No,
really that
no.
quiet,
It's less quiet, but it's still fairly quiet. This won't annoy somebody because me and Alec have modded our Riffmasters. We have StrumFix Plus 4s installed. He has the LED version. I don't. So
Nice.
it's actually a 3D printed strum bar with mechanical switches in there. I don't know how well, you probably can't see too well in there. You can see a little bit. There's a
You can see
Gator-on
enough.
switch in there. There's a Gator-on switch in there instead of a little magnet, because that's how these old strum bars work. That's why they're silent. It just uses magnets. So it's like an interrupt switch. But yeah, it's a modded strum bar. It feels really good. It feels a lot more tactile. It's definitely better than the stock one, and it's not even that loud. It's not like a Guitar Hero one that actually has a little clicky bar in the mechanical fret, or not the mechanical switch, not the fret.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an upgrade, and it's still pretty quiet. This is a very modded Riffmaster. I have silicone modded the frets, so they feel even nicer and easier to push down.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't
I'm
like.
sorry,
button.
I did that, didn't I?
I do not like the silicone mod.
I'm sorry,
No?
I did my silicone mod, and then you did it even more.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is. How
I
it
started
went.
it and
You
you
don't
finished
like
the
it,
job.
Alec? You
fucking
said
hate it.
yes. You said yes.
I know I said yes, and I was like half and half, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna take a chance. I'm gonna silicone mod. I fucking hate it.
I
think it's
actually really
garbage.
like it. I'm not gonna lie. I
like
think it
it.
feels really
I
good.
get it though. I understand liking it. I learned to not like it. I just don't. I tried playing on it after I got home, and I was like, this kind of fucking sucks. I'm being completely honest. I do not like a silicone modded Rock Band guitar, and I should have known better because I do have a modded War Beast with a silicone mod on it, and I was like, this is kind of weird. But I guess if I'm playing a specific game, then like it'll be fine.
Not for too serious,
I
because
guess
those
that's-
frets fucking suck, because I have one too, the silicone modded. God, those things are
Oh,
bad.
War Beast.
The War Beast, yeah, War Beast frets.
Oh God.
Really bad.
But
These
I'm gonna sit
really
here
good,
strumming that thing all
really
the
good
time.
for what they are. Again, we're not even glazing PDP. I'm telling it like it is. For a Rock Band guitar, this is the best Rock Band guitar that there's ever been. It just is. The frets feel very good for what
If I'm
it
keeping
is.
it-
For what it is.
Keeping it 100%, I've got my own personal issues with PDP. That doesn't mean that I'm going to say that the guitar is bad when we now have an easy to access, or at least easier to access, plastic guitar available for mass consumption. That's a good, no matter which way you slice it, more controllers being available for the games we all love is a good thing.
Yep.
How else
And
do you
I
get new
think,
players?
Objectively, it is objectively true.
I think we should also just put it, pretty flat, broad, straight out there. It's just like, hey, if you're gonna like judge somebody or be like, man, you wasted your money on a Riffmaster, you could have gotten Dick Sucker's modded Kramer. It's just like, how about
Who's this guy? Where can I talk to him?
Fuck you and die. I don't know, dude. Like, don't fucking do that. Don't say that shit, dude.
Bleep.
How are-
we got a
like-
first ever bleeped out Lore Hero episode.
But I will say that there are people who are not joking when they see people enter, this niche video game community, and then they'll just like fucking shut them out because they're not playing a specific game, they're not using a specific controller. It's like,
Yeah,
You have no
gatekeeping
brain.
has gotten to an insane level. We got to calm down, people. Fortnite is the biggest boon to this genre we've ever seen, and you got to let them in. You got to let them in.
the most irresponsible thing to do is to shit post about something like that too. Because then there's going to be people who literally buy into that and are like, hey, maybe I should bully this guy for getting a Riffmaster and he's different from me. You know what I mean? He doesn't play like me. He plays the shitty, stupid game that I don't like. Or something like that. And it can go both ways. It's just like, come on, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah,
I'm
what are
not
we doing
making
here?
up.
What's the
I'm also
point?
not making up people. These are real people that
I've seen
that
them.
go out and do
Oh, yeah,
it.
I've seen
have
it.
seen them, man. I have seen
I've
them.
seen it over and over. People, I mean, I've had many different people come through and say, why would you ever play Fortnite Festival when Clone Hero exists? To which I would reply, why am I battling for top spot on Master of Puppets with the guy who made Clone Hero?
True.
Dude, the maker of Clone
Yeah.
Hero is not even playing Clone Hero.
I
Not
mean-
all the time.
Not all
He's
the time.
playing Fortnite Festival.
The new cool thing.
I'm just saying, like, I think it's really freaking cool. Considering, again, two entirely different styles of play at the end of the day, but they both have plastic guitars, right? Fortnite Festival is much more, hey, can you hit notes perfectly? It's not just about hitting the notes, it's about hitting them in a very small timing window, about a 20th of a second. And if the guy who's making Clone Hero originally, Sri Lane, is able to get top scores on the Precision Engine, I actually think that says something really cool, because Clone Hero is a completely different experience.
Sri
It
Lane's
just
always been a
is.
good player.
Yes.
People
Yeah,
don't
he's
realize
proving
that. He's actually good at the game.
Bro, when
you know?
he
People
first
didn't
dropped
realize that the
Clone-
creator of Clone Hero is a good player, and now people are realizing it because of the new game that proves that you're a good player? That's crazy.
Hey, real motherfuckers know when Stryline uploaded his Jordan F scene, he was like,
Yes.
10-year-old me would have not believed this. Or like,
yeah.
younger
Yeah.
me would have not believed this. And I was like, damn, this motherfucker's actually good. Like, it's
He is.
it's that type of thing. And sorry that I got a little aggressive earlier, but I'm also not sorry.
No,
it's
Don't let it out.
I'm not sorry about that. It's like, hey, this genre is very near and dear to many, many people. No one wants to come back from not playing the game for 10 years just for some kid to be like, you're stupid for playing the Fortnite one.
Well, it's
Play.
like
You
my
know?
argument is like guys, we can't do this again. Like,
we literally can't do this
like,
again.
We've already done this before, like with GH3 PC. Like, if you didn't play GH3 PC, then like it just like we can't do it again. You know, like I watched all this happen.
And also, I'll own up to it too. It's like people played Phase Shift because it was easier to set up than Guitar Hero 3 PC.
Yes.
And I was gatekeeping. I gatekeeped. I was like, Jason, what the fuck are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, man? Play GH3 PC.
My very first plastic guitar game I ever streamed was Phase Shift because it was easier. Hi, I am a person who has real issues with like running into tech problems, and whether that's my own personal skill issues or just the luck of the universe shitting on me consistently when it comes to tech things, it doesn't really matter which way it is. But for me, I thought, oh God, this Guitar Hero 3 control panel, and oh, there's so many of these little random quirks I'm going to have to learn to deal with. Nah, man, I'm just going to load up Phase Shift. It works about the same. LOL lets me play my songs.
And
You know?
that's one thing that I think, these people who are, not sorry about like gatekeeping or whatever, they're probably doing the same thing that I was. Like they don't realize, the back end consumer, the regular average Joe, most people who are going to see the game that want to set it up, it's just like, hey, the easiest thing to do is get this game and you can download songs from here, drop it in, you're good. Or you can go download this game, select this mode, and there's free songs every day.
Clone
you know
Hero
what I mean?
Popular for a reason. You know?
Yep.
Like,
Yep. I mean, history is kind of repeating itself, but not really. It doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes, and now we're rhyming to how it was 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
100%.
Yeah, and I kind of deeply regret like a lot of the things that I was just driving people to play Guitar Hero 3 PC instead of like going to this game or playing this game. I mean, hey, look, Phase Shift, I have my gripes with Phase Shift. I think the game's ugly as shit, and I think the engine sucks balls, but it's fine. I have learned to accept that there's going to be different people that prefer different things, and tribalism is not the way to go about it in a environment with so many different options. So I think people have to learn that too, because you're just not that's not a good thing to do. Like, how are you that miserable? There are gonna be people that are just gonna be that miserable that
touch grass is what he's trying to say.
People are not playing
care about better things.
this and this.
See,
It's like that Smiling Friends clip. It's like, this is what I care about. Why don't you care about better things?
Can I just throw in real quick, right? Like, I think that all top play styles are valid, right? Like, I think that none of us here are like consistently shitting on somebody who's a top level Clone Hero player just because of what they like, right? It might not be for us. It might not. I mean, like, I don't think that everybody's going to enjoy what I'm doing on Festival, right? I just finished the first full game, full combo for Pro Bass, right? 140 first place scores, more than, right? Freaking great. That's awesome. But you know what? That's my style. I want to go try to squeeze out every single point on a system that people can go load up the free to play songs and try to compete score wise. That's fun to me. I want to do that. I think that's really cool. It's not me to load up Clone Hero and go for crazy tappy stuff. I've been saying that for years, right? But for anybody that's wanted the play style that I've wanted, and there are people out there with it, we haven't had the same outlet with plastic guitar, and now we do. And that's really cool. So for people like myself that do want to like score grind on things that are just about precision, we actually have that now. Why is it that that's a bad thing? Yo, if people see that as a bad thing, if you see more people coming into our genre that we all love as a community, and your first inclination is, that's not good enough, fuck off.
Yeah, you're not part of the community then. You're not part of
the
us.
vitriol
You're not like
I can
us.
muster.
All right,
No.
dude.
Like us.
Not like us. Straight up though.
Not calling you a
It's just-
pedophile, by the way. I'm just saying
Well,
you're
listen,
different.
listen, holy shit.
This is so demonetized.
I
already.
do know. I was also gonna say it's like there's so many options. You can't compare anything one to another anymore. I think the stigma to compare an accomplishment done in one game versus another it's been going on for too long. You know, it's been going on for way too long. Oh, UFC Trogdor and Clone Hero. This is like back in like 2017 too. It's like, oh, UFC Trogdor and Clone Hero. I do it in Guitar Hero 2, no mods. You know, like it's shit like that. Oh, you played it with 500 FPS. Okay, now try it with 60. Okay, you know, like, and it literally goes both ways. It's like, all right, man, I just FC'd the hard chart of something in Clone Hero, and it's like, okay, dude. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that when this is so much better? It's like, dude, there's so
Let
many
people enjoy things.
There's so many games, there's so many options. You can't compare shit to another anymore. You just can't do it. Like
Everything is its own accomplishment.
I firmly believe that like a Yarg accomplishment, even if it's on the casual engine, shouldn't even be compared to Clone Hero. Not even a little bit. It's just, hey, I did it on the casual engine, which allows me to spam a little bit, and I'm happy with this FC. Cool. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
hell
good for
yeah,
you.
dude,
Good
you
about
did
it. But
that.
there's no point in comparing it. Like I've had people come up to me and ask me if a certain FC is legit because they did it in a certain way. It's like it doesn't really matter, man.
An FC's an
if you want,
FC,
if you want to quote, I'm a stickler about this kind of stuff. Kind of for considering songs to be part of a full series FC for Guitar Hero. I need every how I would prefer to define a full series FC for Guitar Hero. You'd have to do everything on its own original engine. So you'd have to
Correct.
FC Trogdor on a PS2, playing on PAL
I
mode
agree.
because that's the only way to do it. Or if you couldn't play, for example, one of the World Tour songs, Hotel California. We'll just say that because it's a funny song, even though it doesn't actually export. You couldn't play that in an export in Warriors of Rock. You'd have to play it on World Tour, etc. That's the only time where I'd gatekeep like that. If you're playing on Clone Hero, it's its own thing, man. You can't compare a Trogdor FC on Clone Hero to a GH2 FC because they're different things. They're different things, different engines. It's a different accomplishment. There's no comparison necessary.
And
It's the same
you can
song,
even
same
get-
chart, sure, but it's serious. It's still apples to oranges.
Dude, you
There's
could
no
also
point in comparing.
You could also get like super fucking pedantic about it too. It's like, oh yeah, you didn't UFC Trogdor on Clone Hero. Oh, did you strum the hopos? Yeah, on Guitar Hero 3 PC, you wouldn't have been able to do that
Yeah,
if you
there's
played
no
at high
fucking point.
FPS.
There's no fucking
It's
point
like-
in doing any of this.
And
What
then
are we
and then
talking
that's
about
when you
here?
could tell. That's when you could tell like someone who's getting that like nitpicky about something. Be like, hey man, go outside. You know what I mean? Like it's like, bro.
I love that.
Yeah, but
It-
this isn't a new thing either because this has been here forever. Like with I said Guitar Hero for a full series FC as the example because the Rock Band full series FC is a lot more contentious. There's much less of a community consensus about what should be considered a Rock Band full series FC because some people would say that the AC/DC track pack should be included in the full series FC. Others would say no, it's just a track pack. But the other people would argue, well, you can only get those songs on that track pack. They're never sold as DLC. Therefore, they're still like unique songs you can only play on this disc. Blah blah blah. And other people say Blitz, the export for Rock Band Blitz that was in Rock Band 3, should be included in the full series FC.
Jesus said it didn't
don't.
count. Jesus said it
Jesus
didn't
did.
count. So
I know.
mean,
I saw that video, and I'm coming around to that because there's a song that's impossible to get now without modding, and that's Give It Away. It's been delisted. It's been delisted for like 6 years. But
don't look up what
regardless-
Anthony Kiedis did.
Don't. Yeah, it's probably best to stay away from that because it's not good. Anyways, this has been an argument forever, is what I'm getting at about comparing
Yes.
FCs and comparing different engines and saying, oh, it's not as legit as this, or it's not as cool as doing it like this. We will
but-
never change.
See, but then if you tell me that a guy FC through the fire and flames on a Riffmaster, be like, that shit's crazy.
That's
That's
cool.
Oh, yeah.
nuts.
That
Yeah.
shit's
I'd agree with that.
crazy.
Because you know
That's
yourself,
cool
you're
as
using
fuck.
a slightly less easy to play on guitar rather than like a GH3 Les Paul.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
If I had
tapping on
to
a
choose a Les
Riffmaster's-
Paul or a Riffmaster to FC through the Fire and Flames, I'm choosing Les Paul 10 out of 10 times. But
Yeah.
I'm not trying this one.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Riffmaster's hard to tap on too, like for like just
It is.
going
I
up
agree.
to the neck and everything, like and elbow strumming and stuff. Like it feels a lot less intuitive than a Guitar Hero guitar because of the
It's a
design.
bit longer, but it doesn't fit my elbow
Yes.
strum as well. And
yeah,
also,
if you
since
elbow
the-
strum, what was it? Our forearms would hit the solo button.
Fret
Yes.
That's why.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
when I was
Yes.
going
Yeah.
up to tap one, I was accidentally tapping the solo buttons up here with my forearm when I was
Then
strumming.
we all
when I
realized what
strumming.
was happening.
I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, when you
I have to do
elbow
like some
strumming
sort of like weird
right
sort
here.
of arch to do this instead of so I
Yeah.
miss these. But
Bro.
another thing that I find have issues with
So
is that
bad.
these buttons are just part of the side of the guitar. Unlike
Yes.
Guitar Hero ones where the buttons are like inlaid inside of the neck, Like the side of the neck
Yeah,
is the
this-
button. So I've found myself sometimes like accidentally holding down with my pinky part of the orange
I
just
would
because I'm
too.
resting it in a weird way, or like up here on my fingers. It would just kind of like touch it. I'm like, oh, that's something I have to get used to because I'm not used to using a guitar like this.
Or
Buttons
maybe
are just
like
larger.
side by
And look at
side.
the fucking the thickness, dude. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
most
the
popular
Riffmasters-
custom guitar, most popular custom guitar that you can get. That's a
Twice as
thick
thick.
ass neck. That's
Twice
double
as
the
thick.
size. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry,
Easy.
other way. That's like
It's twice as
just
thick.
about.
Yeah.
That's like maybe an extra half an inch of thickness. That shit's girth. This shit's girthy compared
Girthy.
Yeah,
to,
so it just feels
Riffmaster.
different to hold. It
You know
feels
what I
different
mean?
to hold.
But then, yeah, I was playing Festival in my living room, just cause I was just using the Riffmaster. I was like, this feels so much better standing up.
Well,
It feels so much better standing up.
dude, the
And I sit down with
Riffmaster
it.
is comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
it's really easy to hold and play on,
Ergonomic.
is what I found. You know,
Ergonomic is the great.
I'll give them
great
that.
term.
Like, it is comfortable, but going back to the Riffmaster discourse, like there are there are more downsides. Like, I know that they advertised that the whammy is lefty friendly, and you want to know what I've heard from a lot of lefties? It's
that
not.
it's not.
But it's not.
Nope. They said it's actually
Yeah, I
worse than
think
Guitar Hero guitars.
who's a shout out Matt R. Shout out Matt R. I think he was the one.
Yes.
Saying like, yeah, you know what? They said it was lefty friendly. I don't really think it is. I'm like, that
I heard
fucking
from
sucks.
Caitlin as well. Like they said,
Yeah,
like,
Caitlin.
yeah, it
Caitlin,
sucks.
yep.
They said
Nothing
it
else is
sucks.
lefty friendly.
Yeah.
All the shit's up here. If you want to activate
Yeah.
overdrive without tilting, you still have to do some weird sort of
Yeah, and then
with
and
your
then as
wrist.
Dude,
as
it
I
reminds-
mentioned,
It reminds me of like using the Explorer left-handed.
yes,
Using
dude.
the Explorer left-handed.
yeah.
You
What the fuck are
actually
you supposed
have
to do?
You have to be a beast, like to reach down here and hit select, and then wham-
Insane.
I used to watch who was it? I think it was Dan Phillips. I was watching a Dan Phillips clip where he was whamming like
Dan.
this.
Whamming,
Like,
yeah,
that's
whamming with your wrist.
definitely
Yeah.
something. That was definitely
That's
something.
legendary.
I am lucky to be
Um,
right-handed.
Yes.
I am left-handed, and I was stubborn because I wanted all the
Smart man.
all the regular shit with my left hand. So
You made the
I
right
ended up
choice.
being right-handed.
The other thing with the
So-
Riffmaster, don't unplug your analog stick. I know I mentioned this on a different episode. Don't break
Yeah.
your analog stick because it will permanently drift down. That shit's unusable in Fortnite. Unusable.
The menus are always
So-
constantly scrolling down for you. You can't do shit
Yeah,
with
and
it
it kind of bugs me too because like thinking about an issue like that, like you would think that like PDP would have caught that in testing, that like if the joystick, because like to me the most obvious solution would be firmware wise because they have their own custom firmware. We know it's based on the Jag. Just tell the guitar if it doesn't detect an input from the analog stick, just fucking dead Z zone center it. Like that's it, you know? Like
Yeah, it seems like an oversight. But they
Yeah,
probably also
definitely an
don't expect
oversight.
that to break frequently because
Yeah.
I mean, it breaking
know.
was my fault. So
yeah, you did it. It was when you
Yeah, it was
opened
my
it and
fault.
you're
You know what's been
opening
so
the guitar,
funny?
so people aren't
You-
going to do that.
yeah.
You know Control Freak, the little analog stick extenders?
Oh my god, yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't heard that.
Yeah,
in forever,
they're still
sure.
around. I thought it would be so funny to put one on the back. I can't find my old Control Freaks
Dude,
that I got
used
in
to
like
have a set of, I used to have a
2012.
set of those. Yeah.
I
That'd
had
be cool,
some
actually.
in 2012 that I was a beat. No, it was 2011. I was a beast. I got it at a fucking MLG event, and
Yeah,
their set
yeah,
Control
nice.
Freak was there, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is exactly what I need." I became a beast on MW3.
I
We
never
used to
got
be
into them.
sponsored by them way
Yeah,
back in the day,
VVV.
Alec.
VVV
yeah, VVV
used to be. That's how I found out about them.
Yeah,
Because they were also at some MLG event that VVV was at, and I was like, "Holy shit, I got to get one of these." And yeah, that's history.
That's
Oh my
crazy.
god, self lore. Sorry, forget the name of the podcast.
Anyways, have we talked enough
so
about the Riffmaster?
we were talking about the Riffmaster. I wanted to jump over to, well, what if you already have a controller, but it's broken?
That's actually a really good place to be in because you've got the shell and you can just grab a kit
Shell's
because
the
there's
most
plenty of
important
people
thing.
making them.
Now,
Yep.
dude,
And
I have
it'll
the
be
perfect,
cheaper than buying a brand new working Riffmaster.
I have the perfect thing. Hold on. It's right over here.
Uh-oh.
Here he
He's
goes.
grabbing the
Oh.
perfect thing.
Oh,
We
he's
all
sidestepping.
know that there's somebody with a disgusting ass World Tour. All right, disgusting, covered in stickers ass controller. Okay, and then it's overstrumming. It feels like shit. My buddy let me borrow his RAFnet, and because he moved on to a better adapter, my buddy let me use his RAFnet, and it wasn't connecting. You know,
Yeah, or
but-
if it works perfectly, you can get this thing for like 15 or 16 bucks, wherever he sells them for, and
16.
bam, your guitar just works now. The V3 adapter, Retro Cult Mods.
Yeah, shout out to Noise making that shit very, very affordable. That's like one of the best like adapters you can get on the market too, because it doesn't only benefit just like Wii controller players. It also benefits like, you know, people who have a perfectly working Explorer laying around and they want to use it on Fortnite Festival because they heard about it. You know, you can literally just plug an Xbox controller into that adapter and then plug in your Explorer right after, and it'll just work fine.
It's meant for Wii controllers because it has a Wii port there. It's tough to see with no lighting, but yeah, it also works for wired 360 controllers as well. Or I
Pretty
suppose
incredible.
wireless if you have one of those
And that's
like
all because of one
If you have-
thing.
Microsoft wireless adapters for the PC or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, you got one of those wireless adapters. It'll work with that too.
Suppose that would work.
But yeah, consider
Regardless.
like if you found one of these just like in the tool shed, in the storage unit, and
or in Goodwill for $5.
or in Goodwill for $5. I actually got this from a dude who's just selling all of his shit, and he like gave me this, a Les Paul, and that drum kit back there for $20.
Ooh.
That's
So,
a
like,
steal.
So it was
good
a
get.
steal. I did have to drive a little bit into the city to get it, but I
Worth.
did go get it. It was worth. But then yeah, no. So you have this. It fucking plays like shit because you use an adapter. Well, what if I told you there's a drop-in solution? There's several drop-in solutions
Many.
actually. Yeah, there's many you can do. But like that's when you start looking at funky customs and also Retro Cult Mods does these little drop-in kits as well. If you are a handy dude, you work with small electronics a lot, you can actually put the kit together yourself, and it's all sold together for like $40.
Yeah, that's the cheapest option. If you have a bit of soldering knowledge and you feel comfortable doing it, you can put it together yourself. You get strip the parts and you solder it and wire it all up together yourself.
Learn
But if
how
you
to
don't have any of
solder.
that knowledge,
It's
yeah,
a
learn
good
how to solder. If you haven't already, learn how to solder. It's a very good skill to have, especially if you want to work on old
But
guitars.
if the most like electronic work that you've ever done was, you know, I don't know, put together a PC, no soldering, not like little
Or you've
to
done
no
nothing,
soldering.
and you don't need to have
or
any
nothing.
knowledge ever. Do you have a screwdriver? That's pretty much all you need.
Have you ever put together a Lego set that's even like a little bit challenging? You could do
You're
the
fine.
solderless.
You're
pay
fine.
like-
the solderless kit's fine.
Yeah, you could pay like you pay $30 more. Everything's all pieced together. You could just spend an afternoon.
pretty much
Spend
just
an
a drop-in
afternoon doing it.
replacement.
Drop in.
The-
You know.
The,
Yeah, I think
with
you got to
Retro
do a
Cult Mods,
little.
you got to strip a wire. You have to put it into a screw
Yeah.
terminal. There's a little bit of work, but the Funky Customs one is just straight up drop-in. None
Yeah,
of that's
don't you
required.
have- don't you have
Everything's
one?
wired
Insane.
up and good to go.
Don't you
Yeah,
have
do you
one,
want to
Jake?
show off the one that you have?
Sure do.
Because you should. And
Just
listen,
give people an
for-
idea.
Yeah, this is what it looks like when you get it out of the box. Yes, it looks a bit intimidating, but I promise you it's not. So this is like kind of the main board where everything is, where the strum switches are. I'll zoom this in a bit so you can see better.
I got a lot
So
of
this is where the
zoom-ins
strum
today,
switches
man.
are. I know, I've been using this thing. I'm glad I have a zoomable lens. I was looking at different lenses, that one that doesn't zoom, and maybe I don't want to do it anymore.
No, don't do it.
So this is where everything is. This is the controller. This has a Raspberry Pi Pico integrated into the entire board. So everything that's wired up into it is just essentially what is wired into a Raspberry Pi Pico. So everything that comes off of it, this right here is the home and D-pad buttons. This is for a Les Paul specifically. So if your guitar doesn't have that, you won't get one of these. This here
crazy.
this is the actual wire that goes to your PC. Will you focus? Maybe. Probably not. It's a USB-C. We have a whammy potentiometer. That's huge too because this is a big wear item for guitars that I've used. The
That
whammy
comes
tends
with
to
the
go
pots.
bad.
Yeah.
It comes with the pot already
That's
pre-wired.
cracked. I didn't
Because,
know that.
on the Retro Cult Mods one, I'm pretty sure you have to
You have to use your own.
You have to use your own. This would already be in your guitar, and you just take the wire, cut it off, and strip it, and then you put it into a screw terminal. Over here is a start and select pad, and then up here is the frets. These are the
So-
mechanical frets going up to the fretboard.
So
That's
what
all it
you're
is.
saying, Jake, because I have no
And
experience doing this at all, Jake. I'm listening to you recommend this to me. So what you're saying is all I would need to do is open up the guitar, take everything out, and just screw that in.
Exactly. Everything you see here, rip out the old original ones, take out the screws, take them out, and then put this in. The old fret buttons, you don't use the old fret buttons, you'll use some new fret buttons. The one that I have here specifically is with LEDs. So there's LED frets, so they light up when you press them. So it comes with 5 frets here, fret buttons. They're semi-translucent, so the LED lights shine through. But there's brand new fret buttons, brand new everything. It's for all intents and purposes, this is a brand new guitar. All you had to reuse was the shell, the body of the guitar, and I guess like the
That's
start and select
incredible.
buttons and the actual whammy mechanism,
And
and
the
I guess
strum
the
bar.
strum bar too. But as long as you have those things, they're not actually broken.
Where
fine.
can I get this? Where can I get this, Jake?
Anywhere you want. You can go to eBay.com. You can go to Facebook Marketplace. You can go to Craigslist. You can go to your local thrift store or a Goodwill or something along those lines. Literally, if you can find any sort of guitar body, there's probably a kit for it. Except
And where
for like
can I
third
find
party
the
ones.
kits?
Third party
Where
ones
can
are
I
dog
find the
shit.
kits?
You can find them on Etsy. Generally, if you type in Guitar Hero on Etsy, you'll find a whole bunch of Guitar Hero kits. Or you can go to if you're looking for someone specifically, such as a Retro Cult Mods, he has his own website, Funky Customs' own website, stuff like that. If you want to support them directly, you do that. There's many options
Wow,
out there now.
thanks, man.
You're welcome. The landscape is so different today than it used to be. Like this being a product you can go purchase readily right now did not
That's fucking
exist
crazy.
even a year or two ago.
No.
This is insane.
No.
This is
Yeah.
this is my number one recommendation for anybody looking to get a new guitar. You don't have to buy a new guitar. Do you have an old broken guitar? Now it's new again. Here you go. Just put
Just
this
take
in.
an afternoon.
It'll take you 30
Just take an
minutes.
afternoon.
An hour at the
Yeah.
most. It's just unscrewing and screwing in again. That's all it is.
Yeah, the Retro
I've-
1 mods I've done myself, and it's a little bit more involved, like you said. You know,
Yeah,
I had to
there's
strip
a couple
the
things
wires,
you have to strip wire and put it
screw
into a
things
screw
in
terminal,
the
but
terminal.
it's really not that bad though.
Yeah, realistically,
as it
like
sounds.
it was fun. I learned about
Mhm.
I learned about like that controller and like the layout of it and stuff. I thought like the setup was genius and shit too. But like if you are somebody that has no fucking idea what they're doing and they're so scared of fucking something up, like that Funky Customs one is crazy.
That
Like,
that was
that
definitely
is
the most
crazy.
that is the most approachable one that there is. Get that
The only
one
thing
if-
you
if
can do
if
is
you are
rip the
scared and know
wires
nothing.
if you're not careful. That's
Yeah,
really
You
it.
probably won't because these are like he put some sort of like
Those look tough,
epoxy
dude.
glue on here. This is not going to break.
That
Yeah.
shit was
So-
tough.
I'm gonna be real with you all. I've never done this, and I just talked earlier in this episode about how I am the tech illiterate guy, right? Like,
Here you go.
I think for an experiment, I should get one of the Funky Custom solderless kits and
You
try
should.
putting it together.
Absolutely.
And
That'd
do
be a
it
cool
as a-
stream
yeah.
idea.
Dude,
I
hey,
think that
me-
that's
I was trying to be the curious like newcomer, just to give people an idea. But Jason was the one to be realistically convinced in real time,
I love that.
about it, and I think that's fucking crazy.
I
Only
mean,
here.
legitimately.
Only here.
I've never done it myself. I've always been nervous about I hated opening up the GH Live frets, and that was just like, to
Oh, I
clean
hate that
them.
too, though. Those things.
You know?
dog.
Oh, yeah, they're
I
To be
don't
honest,
those
I mean,
things
like, it's
either.
pretty
They
terrible.
scared me.
It's
They
terrible.
scared me inside of the GS Live guitar. I cut my finger doing that once, ripping a fret off, and I never did it again. I sliced my thumb
I
open.
understand. I did that once on a stream, and I was like trying to play a song, and I'm like, "Why is my? Oh,
I'm
I need
bleeding.
to clean this.
I'm bleeding
on
all over my
FC,
guitar.
though.
I have a red
I
button
can't.
now.
I can't stop. It'll cost me another play.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
I have a monetary incentive to keep
Cost
bleeding
me
on my
another
guitar.
play.
I don't want to talk about that shit, bro.
Holy
I don't
crap!
think
Yeah,
there's
no,
any
I mean-
kits out there for a GH Live guitar yet. No kits for those.
Thank God.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Thank God.
Jeez. Tell us how you really feel.
One more thing we should probably say about the kits too. Pretty much any guitar you have that isn't third party has a kit. Like if you have a Les Paul, there's a kit. If you have a Kramer, there's a
Hey,
kit.
well,
If you
listen,
have a World Tour
it'll
guitar,
work
there's
in
a
the
kit.
fucking
H5
Doyos,
uses a
too.
kit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, like,
you get a
no
Doyo
third
from
party ones are good.
Amazon for $80. You can get a kit for that. It works.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
got
would
a
say you
different
don't do
whammy
that
pot.
because
That's
there's no reason to go buy a Doyo for $80 when you can go buy
No.
like a first party GS3 broken Les Paul for $30 or $40, and it'll give you the exact same result. So you just be
These-
spending more money to throw away a theoretically perfectly good working guitar internal.
What you're saying is you need to be careful how you spin your dough, yo.
Yes.
That's what I was saying.
Man, Jake, you had
That's
that one
exactly what I
coming
said.
after all the shit you've said.
That's just so stupid, but it's so funny. That's like the most dad joke I've heard in weeks, years. Gotta be careful how you spend your dough,
my
yo.
God. That's so fucking stupid.
It's one of those weeks, man. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. That was hilarious.
We're right at the
Well
end.
placed.
It's almost
Well,
over.
I just got one of those Kramers, man. I just got one of the solderless drop-ins for the Kramer.
Let's go.
Yeah, I got one of those
Real
too.
time.
Actually, from
Real time.
who was that? That was from Katana. Like over a year ago, I got a solderless kit from Katana. Worked
Ooh.
really well. It was
Yeah,
easy. I was gonna
Katana
make a
did a
video
bit of a
on it, but
limited run.
the footage did not turn out, so I didn't actually do it. I was not good at recording an overhead cam.
Yeah.
I need to get like a nice mount that I can like one of those
Yeah, you
things where
gotta
you can like,
get-
slide it around. What
Yeah,
you
You
the
have,
gotta get a
JP
C
setup
stand
is crazy.
Like I have. Yeah,
JP
you gotta get a
Yeah,
C
so I can-
stand.
so I can put that on my kitchen table.
Yes.
That would work. That's where I do all my shit, on my kitchen table. That's where I mod my Xbox. That's where I work on guitars. Because I have no other place to do it but my kitchen table. I don't need food.
Yeah, I mean,
anymore. That's
like,
my guitar modding place.
That's really like, the most entry level that it can get. Because then, we talked about it. If your budget is like close to $200, if you're like considering scalping, or not scalping, buying from a scalper. Now, if you're considering scalping, fuck you. You should die too. Fuck you.
Oh,
right?
Hey, real quick, you remember that one episode I told you about my skin condition, where if I like do a little light scratch or whatever, when I lifted my glasses up, the little nose pieces rubbed on my forehead. Can you see the 2 lines on my forehead?
Oh my god! You can.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Any light scratch.
Crazy.
If I would do this, I would look crazy. I would have 4 lines across my face. Should I do it?
So you should have like a secret message each week on your forehead.
I was gonna say, you have 2 lines right here. You should put 2 more on the other side. It'd be like the Black Ops 4 logo.
I'm gonna try to write
2,
lore.
3, 4.
Oh no! This is unhinged.
Let's see if that turns out. I wrote lore.
Wait, you roll a roll?
I got it correct. Oh shit!
Oh, you did?
No,
you did not. You were fucking scratching it backwards, bro.
Because
you big brained it too hard.
Discord doesn't mirror your shit. So
No,
what I'm seeing is actually mirrored for you, which is the correct way it should look. So I was mirrored or whatever the fuck. So yeah, it's gonna say Erol.
Erol.
We gotta end this episode fast before that shows up. I'm gonna do the rest of the episode like this. I'm gonna erase it. I'm gonna scratch the shit on my forehead.
Oh, man.
Just a giant red birthmark.
Yeah, okay, so, like, I mean, if you think about it, most people will probably go to, like, the parents' house. They have a guitar laying around. They want to kit it up. There you go. There's your answer. But then your choices are just kind of, who do you want to support in the community after that? After you get those solderless kits, you are directly supporting the community, too. But, like, what about, someone like JP? Who else is out there? You know what I mean? And there's a lot. There's, if we want to run through the names of like all the people that we've ever, gotten custom controllers from just to signal boost them for it too. This is going to help somebody get a guitar in the current year too.
Well, I will warn. I know a lot of people have the issue of saying like, see, you recommend all these people and they're out of stock. And
oh my God, it says lore so well right now. I'm sorry. For me, it looks great. For you guys, it looks like shit.
Just screenshot it.
Yeah,
I'll reverse it in Vegas.
Do it.
You'll see what I'm seeing.
So yeah, the big problem with buying custom guitar is that they're out of stock, and people are like, "Why are they always out of stock?" Because they're really hard to keep in stock. It's not easy.
The demand is huge.
Because here's the thing, just to preface, because so people understand. So what you saw Jake showing with that whole kit that Funky made. That's basically what one of my guitars would look like inside. But what you don't see is me hand soldering all of that by myself. And that
you got to put all that
while.
shit together. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot. Just real quick, everything that needs to be soldered on here. You need to solder in all of these mechanical switches into the neck. You have to solder the wires onto the neck board. You have to solder the other end of that wire.
Right of all the wires.
Yep, you got to cut all the wires. True, yeah, you got to get the wires cut to the right length. Strip them so you can solder them in. You got to solder in both sides of the board. Each one of these. This is a long process. This will take you at least 30 minutes if you're going fast, really fast. An hour if you're going at a regular leisurely pace. What would you say? How long it takes you, JP?
I mean, I've gotten really fast at it. It takes me less than 10 minutes.
Okay, never mind. If I was doing it, it would take me an hour.
Yeah, but
and if I was doing it, I would have started crying halfway through, and I would need to take a break.
First of all,
anxiety attack, shitting everywhere.
Shitting.
It smells in my room. Spool of wire over there from Funky Custom, so thank you, Funky. It's the exact same wire.
That's a big ass spool. Is that like 1,000?
Yeah, it's the exact same wire.
You said that shit is strong. Too, with a K.
Yes,
it is. It's strong wire.
It is very strong, and its ribbon cable is
great.
It's stranded, but it's twisted and tinned already.
Oh, okay.
So it's good shit. But so there's just a lot of stuff that involves, and the elephant in the room that people don't realize is I have to clean all these guitars. They're disgusting. Oh, yeah. They're fucking dirty.
So you're spending a minute scrubbing that shit.
Yeah,
dude, right?
Exactly.
That is the worst part. Because I go through the same stuff with my RGHs that I make. Oh my god, Xbox consoles get so fucking dirty. They get
Dude.
so gross. The dust
Dude,
bunnies inside.
probably. It's
the
been like
bugs.
a decade. It
They're
is an
disgusting.
almost 20-year-old console.
Yeah.
I said controller. 20-year-old console almost.
Yeah.
I guess like the
Crazy,
Trinities are more like 10. They're more like 10.
Yeah.
15.
Like when I
15.
did this
Yeah, 15.
when I did this
14.
Jasper, my RGH, it was really dirty inside as well.
Yep. And
but yeah,
almost all the
basically-
guitars that you go find are dirty
Yes.
inside as well.
They're
Gross.
dirty. I had somebody ask me on a stream once. They were like, "Why do you clean them if like people aren't going to go inside of them?" And I was like, "Is that a real question?"
Dude, that's crazy. Wait.
Because like, like I had
Hey,
the double.
is
I
there
had
a
the double
shit stain
tape.
inside? I'm not going to care about it. I'll
Can you
buy
keep
this
the-
underwear.
Can you keep the spider webs? Can you keep the small
The
colony
dead
of
bugs?
ants that,
Dude,
that
people
found their
like-
way into the battery compartment? I would like
Dude,
to keep
people have no
those.
fucking idea. People.
Dude,
so
Sentimental value.
yeah,
I want to
like,
keep it
Sentimental
OEM,
value.
original.
the point.
Oh my
patina.
god.
The point I'm trying to make is that like while we will recommend people to buy from if you're like they don't have anything, it's like it's for a reason because these things they're handcrafted, they take a while to make. But in terms of people, there are a lot of people. I'm only going to speak on the people that I have experience with and that I trust, and that, like some of them I worked with directly. Katana Mods is the first one that comes up.
Disclaimer. I'm sorry. Just make
Disclaimer for what?
sure. No, it's just
Disclaimer.
No,
This is totally biased.
yeah.
This
That's
is
it.
totally.
I'm shouting
this
at my
is
friends
totally
and nobody
biased.
else. My enemies
This
shall
is totally
suffer.
biased. Yes,
Jesus
Katana.
fucking Christ.
Katana Mods is the first one that comes up. Katana doesn't. So the thing that people have to remember about a lot of these people is that like not all of them produce the same amount of volume. So like some people will do more like sparse runs. Katana is one of those people. He'll put some up like every few weeks. Notes and Nits is the best person to go to if you want something like custom. Alec, can you grab your SG? Yep, he's already on it.
That's
That was
so
by
fucking
Notes and
cool, man.
Nits. That's hand
So
painted.
cool.
Hand painted. This is a
Hand
prized
painted.
possession. I don't even play on this. I don't even play on this because like I don't want to fuck with it.
It's too
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
hand-painted.
want
So
to. Like,
good.
this is
Oh, it's
beautiful.
incredible. That was a
It was
surprise too.
incredible. Yeah.
That's
It
gorgeous.
just showed up one day, and I was like, "What is this? It's a guitar. Who is this person?" Like.
That,
and
I don't think I've
so
seen that one. That's
it is
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's
So
really
that with
so well
low
done.
travel mech frets too. It's kind of amazing.
That would
The
take a
Strum
lot.
Bar is stock,
That's
I
hand
ain't
painted.
mad about it.
That's seriously not just like a sticker. That's hand painted.
That's hand
That's
painted.
hand painted. You
That
That's
would have
gorgeous.
That must have
Yes.
taken her hours and hours to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It took. She was
Holy
updating me like
shit.
weekly.
I still
And-
smell
That's
paint.
stunning.
I don't touch this because it's a prized fucking possession. If I
Yeah.
play on it, I worry that like if my arm
Rub
is
the paint
on this
off.
side, I'm like I don't know if I should do this.
She put a lot of clear coats. She put a lot of clear coats.
I know, and like that's
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. It's just I love this thing. I
I hear
love
you.
this thing too much
Yeah,
to even
yeah.
play it. I love it too much to even play it, and I know that's fucking insane, but that's just how I feel.
I get it.
So
I love
Notes
it
and
too
Nits will hand pick guitars. However, another thing to mention is that, as far as I know, like me, I'm the only person who does it like full time. So like pretty much everybody else that does custom guitars, like they have another job. Like they have a full time job. So like Notes and Nits, she's a teacher. So like summer is her time, but once summer is over, it's limited. But she will hand paint stuff. So if you want something really custom, you go to her. Fac 3D is the guy who, if people saw, made the printed Riffmaster pickguards and proved me wrong, which I was very
that's
happy
crazy.
about. Because, listen, I like being proven wrong because people innovate, they figure shit out. I'm not the end all, say all, be all. Nobody else is. Like, people figure shit out. So I think that that's really cool. He makes good stuff. Fire Exit Man used to make stuff. He doesn't anymore. Trying to think of more names. Alec, who can you think of?
I
You've had
mean,
experience with.
yeah, I mean, look from the people that I buy, from, I just kind of look at what they offer, and just like see how they do things. Do they replace the strum bar? Do they do like a lighter type of mechanical switch? And so like I bought from like Party Boy, and like it's not a bad guitar. It's a bit on the lighter side. I like the way that it plays. I'd use it every once in a while. But like that's a good controller that I used. And yeah, I'm trying to run through, dude. I'm looking at the Cursed double fret GH5 guitar. It's always looking at me. It's the craziest piece of shit ever. I love it.
Cursed
yeah,
double
no,
fret
I mean,
GH5. What the hell is a double fret
Yeah,
GH5
Fire
guitar?
Exit Man made it like years ago.
Is it like this?
It's like yours, yes.
Really? You have one of
It's
these? You have a 10?
it's exactly
a
like
10 fret
yours.
guitar? I didn't know you
Yes.
had that.
Because he doesn't use it.
I didn't even know about that.
all right, this thing is cursed. No.
It
This
is
thing
really
Cool
cursed.
though. I love mine that I built with the
This-
solo buttons. It works cool.
Bro.
I like it a lot.
Bro, this thing is cursed. It uses the daughter board of a Les Paul. This
Yeah.
apparently this is hardwired, so this neck doesn't even come out. These are mech frets, and these are silicone.
Dude, okay,
You
the
have
thing about
options.
the
fuck?
thing about the mechs,
And finally, it's a Wii guitar. It's still
It's
a
not
Wii
even
guitar.
mine.
It's not mod. There's no wire coming out. It's a Wii guitar. This thing was pre-COVID.
yeah, it
Oh,
was.
that's
it was
early.
pre-COVID.
That's early.
So
That's early.
those mechs are using Kale Chalk Blues, which aren't even sold anymore. The springs they're only weigh 20 grams.
Oh my
They're
god,
so-
that's nothing.
It feels
Absurdly
so
light.
weird.
They
It's
don't
so
feel
weird.
good. They
How
don't
heavy
feel
are
good.
the how heavy are the reds? Are those 50
They're
grams?
50.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm barely
And those are light.
touching. Look, watch. I'm barely touching it.
That looks
I'm
like
just
shit,
like
by the way.
running.
Yeah.
What
Oh, yeah,
is that? Just like epoxy or something?
Yeah, that's Sugru.
yeah.
Sugru. It's called Sugru.
Sugru.
It's like
then
a
the-
clay kind of thing.
I just taped
I think
mine.
my fa-
I
my
got
favorite
electrical
part-
tape on mine.
The
Like,
way,
there's
yeah,
just
the
a gaping
warranty
hole
sticker.
underneath my. Nice.
Warranty sticker's my favorite.
Nice.
It's so funny.
He has a collection of warranty stickers. He used to stick them on his desk.
But it feels it's the weirdest guitar
That's so
ever.
crazy. Silicone
Well,
up
do you
here,
wanna-
mechs
do you
down
wanna-
here.
So, fun fact about that thing, Alec. It's a weird 5-tar. Look at the frets. They're like the weird Paul, like the regular
Oh,
frets.
really? You got the?
Yes.
Oh wow.
It's a weird 5.
Oh, they
yeah.
are.
And then look at the mech frets. They're completely different frets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Those are
Oh,
from your
they're
normal,
domed.
usual.
They're domed,
Yeah.
and these ones aren't domed.
Nope, they're not. They're more like
Oh.
360 frets.
Oh,
Yeah.
it gets,
Yeah.
Oh
more like
god, it gets
360
so
frets.
much worse.
it's
But
getting
yeah,
so much
there-
more cursed.
And there you go.
Oh,
There's
and
the
it's
V3
running into
inside of
V3.
it.
There you go. Perfect.
How funny! How funny! I can use it on Fortnite Festival, no problem. On my PlayStation 5 too.
This is just a Rock Band 1 Stratocaster shoved into the
That
Les
thing's
Paul body.
cursed.
That's all it is. As far as the game's concerned, it's a Rock Band 1 Les Paul or Les Paul.
Oh, so that's
Strat.
how you were
Rock
able to
Band
do
Strat.
the fucking the effects.
Yeah,
On
yeah. When
the
I
Rock
was
Band,
in
yeah.
the Gauntlet, I have the effects switch over here. I shoved it into the COM port. That's where the old effects switch
insane.
is.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a small little potentiometer that I can just turn barely, and I can change the effects so you can make a wah wah noise in Rock Band.
Oh my god.
So,
I love this
Alec,
guitar.
still
Yeah.
thinking about the 10 fret. Do both of those sets get picked up by Festival? Because honestly, tap mode with that would be incredible.
Yeah. So these
Do
are
they
the
function
same
like
frets.
normal frets, or do they function like solo
It's literally-
buttons?
No. They are the same input.
Yeah.
Because mine function as solo buttons.
So I could actually load this up and then be like, hey, I'm gonna try out the drum chart today.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like you could do some tap mode BS with that, and that'd be some decent content.
You know what?
I was anchoring green down here on the lower fret, and I was fretting all the upper ones up here.
Yeah, that's
insane.
funny as fuck. When the Riffmaster, when I first did my Riffmaster stream, I was like doing the Flames I was doing like Flames intro like this.
Yeah,
or some
yeah.
shit. Or
That's fun.
Just or doing this.
That's the cooler way to do it.
Sure.
That's the funny way of doing it.
The old rubber band technique.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. Where were
The
we? What
classic.
were we talking about? I don't remember what we were talking about.
I think we were talking about
Kits.
premium
Kits.
options, about what to look for when you're buying a fully
Yeah,
made
I
custom
guess-
guitar.
Who to support?
Like another
I mean, I'm always
suggestion.
gonna. JP
Yeah, yeah.
has done 99% of my guitars.
Yeah, I have.
99%
I have
of
almost
them.
worked.
Every-
I've worked almost exclusively with JP. I've built
Exclusively
guitars.
with JP.
I have
three
built
of
guitars
these
for
guys.
people. Many because I back in the day more so. I was in the hardcore like a Guitar Hero squeezing community, like all the top names that get high scores of Guitar Hero stuff. I would build guitars for them because they would always be complaining about, oh, my guitar's overstarting me now, can't play the game anymore. It's like, oh, my whammy
Bro,
bar
my
broke.
whammy sucks
Can't play the
balls.
game
Always
anymore.
the
I'm like,
whammy.
Yeah, and
I
also
can fix this
like
for you.
like that being said, JP stuff wasn't perfect all the time. It wasn't, because like you've been giving me guitar since like 2020, like
Oh yeah, we've had a ton of
2021.
we've had a ton of missteps. Like I'm very fortunate that I had Alec to be the guinea pig because a lot of people haven't had that opportunity. But at the same time, having him has paved the way for everybody else because I've been able to experiment with all this stuff. You know,
this was the first time like I've ever had a like just about fully custom controller, which was the Destroyer. This was end of 2020, and this is when mech frets. Well, like, yeah, at this point it's nostalgic, but then the mech frets, I feel like were fucking nailed.
Yeah.
They were nailed. I want to wait until Jake comes back because I had something to say about like 2019 had custom controllers too.
Mm-hmm.
They had custom controllers in 2019, and dude, the market was different then too. With custom controllers,
Sure.
I bought a custom, like I just bought a custom controller, all new insides for fucking $70. And
Oh, wow.
it was from none other than Super Ryan back in 2019. I do not know if Super Ryan is doing controllers still. I remember I had one from him. I still have one from him where he was like writing his own special firmware for it because you're able to change like the frets, lights,
the LEDs
on the fly. On the fly, you just press you would press the guide button on the Les Paul, and it would click, and then it would go into preset mode, and you could set the color to whatever you want.
So
but
sick.
that was the last time that I got anything from Super Ryan. He very graciously supplied me with one to test out. But before that, he was kind of the pioneer of just being like, hey, let's sell these old controllers that are all busted, and we're going to replace it with our own shit. And it'll be low latency. It'll be like better than RAFnet latency because this is 2019. You're either using 360 wired, or RAFnet. That was it.
that was early as hell.
That was it.
2019. I didn't get involved with this until 2020. That's why I wanted to go grab this thing.
Dude, it was like the fall of 2019, or maybe like the winter of 2019 that I got into contact because a viewer in my chat was like, "Hey, dude, I just got this custom guitar from a guy on Facebook for like $80. And it had mechanical clicky frets, and I love that." Clicky frets. Now
that's how it started.
Clicky mechanical. That's how it started because
Yeah.
you know everybody who uses a mechanical keyboard, they use the clicky ones if they're satisfied by that, and then they go, imagine that shit in your Guitar Hero guitar, man. And I was just like, you know what? I don't know, because I knew from early on it was gonna be weird, and you would have to use something like a low profile switch. But even then, I barely knew about that, and I wasn't sure if it was technically possible. But old custom guitars used to use clicky, like full size Cherry MX.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is
Yes.
crazy. That is absolute crazy and unheard
And mind
of. I
you,
believe
you have to be fully custom to be able to support these because the PCB that's in there to start is just like a small little
God.
contact pad. You have to make your own custom PCB, or what we used to do, I think you're going down the same path, your camera froze, was a 3D printed bracket for them.
Yes.
Or even before that,
well,
you
that's
just
what- that's
cut
what
the
I was
old-
about to talk about the
used.
three. It was a 3D printed bracket with all the wires coming out.
Yes.
That's what I have in this
Every
thing.
single one.
If I had a screwdriver
my
here,
God.
I could go take this apart. I should take this apart and show you guys what the fuck this looks like.
Go get your
I don't know
screwdriver.
if I'll go get a screwdriver. I'm
Well,
gonna
hold
go
down the
unscrew
fort.
this thing. Hold down the Fortnite.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hold
no,
down
like-
the Fortnite.
But it was like 3 wires each per switch, right? It was something like that.
Well, yeah, because he had to. Because like I had that guitar at one point.
I showed you the inside of it because I was
yeah.
like, dude, you got to check this shit out. And
Yeah,
like, that's
so
how, like, you know, your whole thing started.
it was the way that he wired the LEDs. Is that he had to have all
Yes.
these consecutive ground wires between all of them, essentially.
It was a
we
nightmare
gotta,
putting it back together.
Alec, we got to mention the sweat Kramer from Aiden.
Aiden's sweat
Yeah.
Kramer, the one
Because
where I used the
that
whammy
was-
bar and it would shut off.
Yeah, yeah, that was also an OG because that happened literally like 2 weeks before the COVID shutdown. We were in Boston at PAX.
Yeah, I remember it was at PAX. Aiden brought it, and I
Yeah.
was like, "This is really nice." And I went to Whammy,
Yeah.
and the thing shut off.
Yeah,
I was like,
shut
dude,
off.
You weren't lying.
And, dude-
I don't know why I didn't believe you, but like, you weren't lying.
It used Matthias switches for the strum bar too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That was
and
my
they
I
were
hated
super
those
very
light.
fucking things.
interesting
They were
guitar.
so
Yeah,
light. They were
so
the clear
bad.
switches.
Yeah, they're so bad, dude.
That spring was insanely light. I did not like the
Yeah.
feel of those things.
Like,
whatsoever.
and so the thing, like, that was made with the Brooks Fight Stick board. That wasn't even like we
Yeah,
weren't even using
yeah,
Arduino
dude.
at that point.
It wasn't
Yeah.
even Arduino. It
Yeah,
was the
it was made
Brooks
with the fight
fucking
stick.
fight stick because he
Yeah.
was like, I'm just gonna buy the Brooks the little Brooks Fight Stick board and just wire it up because it's just a controller, right? And I was like, yeah, you could use anything with Clone Hero, and that was the driving factor. It's just that it accepted regular input of any controller, and that's why we asked. That's the reason why fucking regular controllers can play pro mode, is because we told them to just add regular ass support for standard controllers. So you're welcome and you're not welcome. It's just for the maximum.
It's a double-edged sword.
I had somebody ask me about why their controller isn't working with their Xbox Series X the other day, because they used some random ass converter, like adapter, to connect.
Yeah, the
controller
Brooks
to it.
probably.
It might have been
Probably
a Brooks.
the
I don't know.
Brooks.
No, it wasn't even that. It was some other weird thing, more geared towards like sim racing or something like that. I don't even know what it was. But it was like, but I bought a converter, and the guitar connects to the console. Why doesn't it work? It's because it's not showing up as a guitar, and the console is showing up as a controller.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like what was kind of rumored as to why the controllers were so, they're so, I guess, unique or like hard to find. It is hard to find or hard to make a third-party controller for like Xbox 360. It's because they had to do all these licenses so that
jump through a lot of hoops,
you would have to like pay a lot of money to make sure that it works as a guitar controller.
Last
on
screw's
these
coming
consoles,
out.
dude. Oh hell no.
This
Hell
is how far
no!
we've come. Hold on, let me disconnect the battery thing. So
If you are listening to the podcast now, please just like pull over or something and just like look. This is gonna be bad. This is going to be bad.
This is how
If you are
far we've
invested.
come. This is what we used to have to do.
Oh my god, dude!
So
It's
what you're
all-
looking at here
yeah.
is a 3D printed bracket where there are switches mounted in here, each here, and to manually solder on each wire to each pin of those switches. And goddamn, this sucks because there are 8
They bend.
grounds for whatever reason. Every other one has 1 ground between all of them. So there's
You meant 3 grounds.
How did 3 grounds? What did I say?
You said
Okay,
8.
so you can see here, I connected the grounds as necessary because there's a couple of frets that share the same ground. There's a couple of frets that share a different ground or whatever. So I had to connect the grounds as necessary. So it was a big bitch.
Oh, it's like
to
yellow
solder.
and blue. I think it's
Yeah,
yellow and blue that
share grounds.
that share a ground.
It was bad, and
It's
I hated
so
it. And
stupid.
get this, since it's a 3D printed bracket, it's fucking plastic. You know how hot a soldering iron gets? Hot enough to melt plastic. So you have to be very careful and very accurate with your soldering iron because I broke one of these things. I just melted too much of it.
Dude, no,
It was just bad.
Dude, you know what Super Ryan's was? I think it was like the exposed end of the switch.
It
and
was.
It was just wires on it, and then he hot glued it all. And
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, you know what? There you go. And it was still a 3D printed board, but it was fucking hollow for each fret, so that he could just gain access to the regular, the regular wire.
He used the chalk equivalent of navies. Like he used navy chalk. So like they have a really heavy click bar.
Yeah.
And this was
I
back
might
when
still
like
have one of his necks because I bought 2 of them. I got a World
Yeah.
Tour and a Kramer. Oh my god, the Kramer!
oh yes, the
Oh
fucking
my
supports, dude. The supports.
This is what the inside of the neck for the guitar I was just showing looks like. There's little supports that are built in here, little plastic supports. You got to get rid of all those things because they're just in the way of this bracket. So I had to cut and like sand down everything. So this is hollow. If you have a regular stock neck, there's going to be a lot of like circular things and tall brackets. I had to get rid of them. And also,
there's no coming back. There's no coming back from it.
Nope, that's a one-time thing. I added this as a spacer. I'll fold it up because if I went to cut this one down just a little bit too short, I wouldn't need it. But
dude, JT,
this pushes against the printed piece.
I think I gave you that Kramer.
Hello?
JP.
I have it. It's
Yeah,
sitting
but this
somewhere.
is the original. This is the original one. Like, see how far they are. Look
how
look
far they
far
stand
they
up.
are.
They are not
They
good to
stand
slide
up.
on.
And
Protrudy boys.
You'll be able
Yeah.
to hear this.
Protrudy boys. I like protrudy boys.
Yeah, like I'm gonna put it up to my. You can hear the fucking clicks.
Kind of hear it.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Jake will
Noise
be able to
canceling's
hear it.
good.
Jake will be able to hear it in post.
y'all will hear it.
He'll bass
It
boost
is.
it.
Like you're probably gonna hear this, Jake, and you'll be like, "Damn, that's fucking clicky," because it is.
I can hear it when you're speaking.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Okay. But yeah, it just goes to show how much, like this episode went from, hey, custom guitars, yada yada yada, but we're really just kind of shining the light at, how much it's evolved in 4 years.
A lot of
or 5
R&D.
years.
A lot of R&D has gone in. Like people don't realize that. And it I've done a lot, to try and help. I worked very closely with Katana Mods and Fire Exit Man, and it's been cool to see people take our ideas and like expand on them. Like I've expanded on my own ideas. Like I don't even use chocks anymore. I switched to a different switch because I think it's better. But like
you guys all like became electrical engineers almost.
Yeah,
you had to learn how
pretty
to create
much.
PCBs.
I made my own job.
Shit.
Made my own job out of thin air.
Custom PCBs is crazy. Like,
and it's no
I
joke
remember
either.
The first time you showed me your custom board, I was like, "Holy fuck, JP, you did this?
Yeah,
like you did
Yeah.
this?" He's like, "Yeah, with some help, I did." And we all worked on this. I was like, "That's what I like to fucking see."
Yeah,
And
like,
so,
dude,
nothing
it's been
is
crazy.
better than how unified a lot of you guys are. And
Well-
just being able to spread the knowledge so that
Yes.
even more people can get into the modding scene too. I know, there's just a lot of people that are like, I want to make my own guitars. I want to do it, my own way, my own twist. I want to cater to this audience of players, but I don't want to alienate this audience of players. Like I'm already seeing, custom controllers that are made just for sweaty Clone Hero tapping players, or somebody who just wants to vibe and play the game and just wants something that's sturdy.
Yeah,
Right.
Sure.
and
I think
it's
that's amazing. That's
like
amazing, dude.
one piece of commentary I guess I have too is that like I know that there are people out there like making guitars with like boards from Retro Cult Mods or Funky Customs, and what I have to say to that is that part of the journey for me has been really getting a deep dive and learning how these things work. If you're interested in getting into making guitars, not just making one for yourself, but like making them and like having people use them. One of the big things that I would suggest personally is like make your own stuff, because noise and like Retro Cult Mods and Funky Customs like equipment is great, right? But when you use that stuff, you don't really get the same experience of learning like why a guitar works the way it does. You know what I mean by that?
Sure.
Like because I started out making these things by a fucking Arduino hanging just loosely inside the guitar with a bunch of wires coming to
And
it.
you
We
did
didn't even
do-
talk
you
about
did
the
do
software
the-
part of things yet. But there was a whole thing figuring out how
Yeah.
the fucking software works for these. We have gone so far in for
Yeah,
everything.
okay,
Not hardware,
so
software too. Sandroller.
Some more lore with that. I remember when Sanjay was in my chat, like talking about I wanna like streamline the making of custom controllers using using Arduino or Arduino boards, but this is before Raspberry Pi Pico.
It didn't
he was just
exist
like,
yet.
yeah, using like an Arduino Leonardo type shit,
Or an Uno or some
using
shit,
that.
like,
or
yeah.
a Uno, or
Yeah.
I think this is before Pro Micros. When did Pro Micros come out? Or like when did that become like the thing to use?
Pro Micros were already
Pro
out.
Micro was coming out when
I have an Uno. I've
Yeah,
never
Uno,
opened.
yeah.
Never opened it.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean-
once the Pico came out, that's when everything changed, because the Pico is significantly more powerful and has like triple the amount of pins as a Pro Micro, so you can do a lot more with it. Like auth is not possible on a Pro Micro. It is just not. It's only on the Pico. So like old controllers with an Arduino, it can't.
That's why
And-
all the custom guitar makers, like, they have their custom chips. It's all with the fucking Pico, man. It's
Yep, it's an
crazy.
RP2040 chip.
Yeah, which is why Arduino is kind of an outdated term to use for just an umbrella
Yeah.
term for modded guitar. I don't like the term Arduino anymore. It used to be accurate, but nobody uses Arduino anything. It's all
We're
Raspberry Pi
trying
Picos.
to
Oh,
we're
God.
trying to like bend
You just scared me.
bend the slang for it. I was gonna say
I'm-
custom
I-
guitar.
Custom
guitars.
guitar works. I'm trying to say Sandtroller guitar because
Sandtroller.
everything uses
Sandtroller
Sandtroller. That's the firmware that they all get flashed to use.
It really is a
to
Sandtroller
interface with the
guitar.
game.
And for like a refresh, or like if you're hearing these terms Sandtroller and going, what are these guys talking about? Basically, it's like it's a program where you could flash your own firmwares and just make it whatever you want. Essentially, you have this custom guitar. Say you are new to this whole custom guitar, right? And you bought a kit for that old controller that doesn't work anymore. You plug it into your PC and it will work with something called Sandtroller. Or if you want to simplify things, then you could get the Retro Cult Mods tool, or I'm sure Funky has a tool too.
Yep, Sandtroller is
Yeah,
cool
everybody
because
has a tool.
guitar
Everybody
modders can get
uses
their
a
own
tool.
their own fork of Sandtroller that
Yeah.
is more tailored
Which
to
you
their
pay
own
for.
devices that they sell. Yeah, it's a license. You would license
You
the
get
software.
the support
And it's
Sanjay
cool.
directly.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
cool as fuck, and it just helps the community up even more. Like that's how tight knit the modding community really is. How much respect there is for each other in this regard.
You know that
no matter how competitive,
Hold on real
Yeah,
quick.
go on.
Just because some people might not actually know this with these custom guitars, they might be thinking, oh, Sandtroller, that sounds cool. You could program it. just in case you don't understand what we're saying, if you've made it this far, if you're this deep and you don't understand how powerful that is, I could take this guitar and play Fortnite Festival with it, and then afterwards open up Sandtroller and then reprogram the guitar to go use it on console. And then go back and reprogram it to use it on something else entirely, whether it's if I want to play Yarg with it or Clone Hero, whatever it might be, right?
Or for some reason, for some godforsaken reason, I want to play drums on my guitar controller on Rock
You
Band
can do
4
it.
on console. You can do it.
You can
Sure.
make you can make
It's
you can make
cool.
this device. This is all, you're just programming this device essentially with the Raspberry Pi Pico to be recognized by whatever console or computer or whatever you Pico.
Haven't
that you haven't seen Pico Pico whatever. You're just changing how the device you're plugging this into interacts with it. Whether it'll be recognized as a guitar or a keyboard or a drum
Bro,
set or a
what's-
Rock Band guitar
what's
versus a Guitar Hero
fucking
guitar.
wild-
They're different.
What's fucking wild is that technically you could just get that guitar or that controller to work from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but not even
And if you
exaggerating.
want
you
to-
can have one guitar for everything, one ring
Works
to
on
rule
the
them all.
Wii.
I mean, one guitar to
And-
rule them all.
And if one day you decide to go Team Xbox and get a 360, you'll be able to use it on there too.
You can play it on the Switch.
Asterisk. But yes.
Yes,
Bro, you can use that shit on the
this is
Switch.
big. This is big. We've talked about Auth before, but Auth is authentication. You plug in like a legitimate Xbox controller to that device I've ever shown you before, and it authenticates that device to the Xbox, and the Xbox is like, okay, this is a legitimate Xbox 360 licensed device. I will allow it to work. That used to not be a thing. Like less than a year ago. There you go.
Right there.
JP
Yeah,
showing
look,
you the
look,
little
show-
USB
show it
port.
the little
Plug
port.
it. You just plug an Xbox controller into there, and and your stupid console says, "Oh my god, it's an Xbox controller."
It's an Xbox controller. Everything that works,
Yeah.
everything that
Yippee.
this guitar is or this controller is, will now work properly inside of a game.
Yeah,
and,
just, like think it
unmodded
think of it
Xbox,
like this,
regular
man.
ass Xbox that everybody has, all 70 million of them that were ever sold. It'll work with that. You don't have to have an
And-
RGH console anymore. For the longest time, you had to have a modded Xbox 360 to
You
use a
just
modded
stock
guitar. No longer.
Yep. Yeah, bro, I was going to say, like, and if you still don't get that, think of it like this way. I have a badge to go to TwitchCon, but Jake wants to come with me. Unfortunately, Jake said something really, really bad on stream, and he got banned for
no.
life. But he still wants to go to TwitchCon. So, I showed them.
What I do?
I'm holding hands with Jake, wearing a disguise that looks just like me, and I show the security guard my badge, all right? And then we get through. And I'm
Yep.
like, all right, Jake, you're in, buddy. And I fucking leave. I fucking
I'm
leave
gonna
the
say
convention. But that's the idea of what Auth is. I mean, if you
No,
didn't
Auth
know
is
already,
amazing.
that's
Like,
what it is. And it's
and-
fucking insane that
And shout out
come so far to break it, dude.
Shout out to Noise for like planning so far ahead when he knew it was going to be implemented, because the V3 just had the USB port from the beginning, even though Auth didn't exist yet, because he knew it was
Wow,
coming.
really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's very,
as
very
fuck.
forward.
Yeah,
thinking.
because because Sanjay
He
got
sold
this
many
to
of
work a
these.
while ago. He got it to work a while ago, but he was like, because so for people who don't know, Guitar Configurator is the predecessor program to Sandtroller, Sandtroller Beta or Alpha, and it was much more limited in a lot of ways. And he got Auth to work on that, but he was like, I have like no more space to like with the firmware that I write. Like I want to do a rewrite with Sandtroller, so he waited. And it's funny because Festival, the Pro launch, is what forced me to be like, fuck, I gotta add Auth, because you needed it initially. You needed it. And now we don't, thank God. But I've had so many people ask me, will your guitar work on Fortnite? And I'm like, it'll work on any console for Fortnite. All you have to do is hold down orange when you plug it in, and your guitar is a keyboard. It'll work on Fortnite on whatever the fuck you want to play it on. That's it.
Because Sandtroller allows different, like there's
console mode bindings.
Console mode
Yeah.
bindings. Yeah, you hold down a different button when you're plugging it in. Oh, it's now going to work as a PS4 controller. Oh,
Like,
now
how
it's gonna be a
crazy is
keyboard
that?
for Festival.
One of the
now it's
best
gonna work
parts.
as an Xbox One controller. It's like,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yeah.
JP told me about when the breakthrough happened. For breaking the code on like getting a custom controller working on unmodded shit. But now we even have like console mode binding. We can, it's and then you can have like these presets. You hold down a button when you plug that shit in. Like it's just amazing. Like,
It's seriously
that's
never been
fucking
better.
amazing.
We've come so
Yeah.
far, dude. It's
And
never
it's
been
great.
better to be like to get involved with like this part of the community because it's so much more accessible.
It's
ever been.
extremely
Yeah.
No
accessible
longer
now.
do you just have to hope and pray that your old ass guitar is just going to work.
And now
get
you
all
can-
sorts of
dude,
cool, great options that work perfectly. Better
You
than
can
ever.
mod a 360 controller without a guilty conscience now. Because it's like,
Yeah.
it's not, oh, it won't work on 360 anymore. It's like, oh, it will work on 360 still.
Yeah, because the
know?
360 guitars used to be kind of like the holy grail. Like, you don't touch those because those
Yep.
are the only way you'll be able to play on Xbox 360. If I mod this,
Yeah.
I'm taking one out of the population. It's going to be harder to play Xbox 360 in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But now
Nope,
that's
doesn't
not
matter
a fucking
anymore.
thing.
That's
even
why,
on
dude.
Xbox One, even on
Yeah.
Xbox One, like
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
That's
It's
why
really
I waited
cool.
to do Explorers. I
Would you rather
wanted
pay
to
$300 for this bitch to use a wireless guitar, or would
You
you
don't
rather
even
just
need it.
plug in
Don't
your
even
modded
need it.
guitar? You could
Yep.
buy two modded
And,
guitars
dude,
for the
I
price of
also-
this.
I also want to say that I think Book Reader is also a
Yeah, shout out to
Yes.
Book Reader.
crazy
Pioneer.
component. Like even this is like before Guitar Configurator and
Did they figure out Auth first or whatever? Because this did like the same thing as
dude,
Auth.
essentially, dude.
Yeah, this
Book
has been
Reader's a
working for
legend.
forever. And it's
Like
this was like
you have Mount Rushmore. It's probably just fucking him and three other Roll Limitlesses. You know what I mean?
Roll
Like,
Limitless was seriously definitely a pioneer. He's been doing
Yeah.
that for
yeah, and I'm
6
sorry it took me.
years
I'm sorry it
longer?
took me a second because I was like, dude, who fucking did this like first? Who is like still doing it? His way. But he was like the first one to, just kind of, he didn't have a GUI like front end to like write your own firmware. It was just, hey, I put up these new firmwares on my website, hold down the button on the adapter. He would make a nice case and a little reset button for it so you could put your own firmwares on it. And then
still very
he's
user
like,
friendly. It's not that hard.
yeah, no, like if you know how to navigate a computer, it's like, why write a front end when you could just do it the old school way?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Download a file, drop it onto the adapter, and now it's a drums. It's for a drum set.
It's incredible.
Or if I wanted
man.
to play Fortnite Festival with my drum set for some reason, you could just use Roll Limitless. There's a firmware
For some
that.
reason,
Yep.
Chad just drums.
And like it was like different firmwares for different systems. If you wanted to use it, you wanted to do 5-lane Guitar Hero drums on Xbox. Here's the firmware. You want to do Rock Band 4 Pro drums? Roll Limitless? No roll limit without a MIDI Pro adapter. There you go.
Well, now
And
let
so,
me
yeah,
ask
Book
you.
Reader.
Let me ask you a question.
You go ahead. You first. I'll go after.
Well, I was gonna give Alec an opportunity here. What if you wanted to use your Riffmaster on Xbox 360, Alec? What do?
You can do that. You can do that. It
Or
works.
your
How do we forget
PS3.
about this? How do we
Yep.
forget
Or your
about this?
fucking PS3, dude.
The community, we figure
Yeah.
out how to make the brand new Riffmaster developed for a PS5 work on a PS3, or the Xbox Series X work on an Xbox 360. How? Sandtroller.
Yep.
Sandtroller. That you
Yeah.
can get Sandtroller just makes it work.
The
It just
Adafruit
makes it
Feather
work.
is what people.
Adafruit
were
Yeah,
using.
Feather
no.
is what people are
Yeah,
using now.
here we go.
JNAC
Yeah,
has a
here we
good
go.
tweet.
There we go. Add a fruit feather. That's the thing.
Yep.
That's
It's
it.
Unreal.
what's the generic term for something like that? Like a USB host?
Yeah,
Pico?
USB host.
And it's got, guess what chip it has on it? An RP2040.
The same that
It is a
Raspberry
Pico.
Pi Pico uses.
Yes.
Wow.
And it has
It's
as many
basically a
pins
Pico.
too.
Yeah.
So
It's got the same
yeah,
pins
no,
as Pico,
straight
I
up.
think.
If you want to use your Riffmaster on Xbox 360, there you go.
Or
That's it.
get this: if you bought a PS4 Riffmaster and I have an Xbox now, you can use your fucking PS4 Riffmaster on your Xbox
On
One
Xbox.
or Xbox Series. It
And
works.
You plug
That's
in
crazy.
You plug in an Xbox One controller right here, and you just unplug it afterward. Have
Yep.
it shake the hand. Riffmaster in. That's it.
And it just works.
Unreal.
It just works.
What were you gonna say, Jason?
I'm just so happy that we're this deep in the episode and we have this much variety of choices for people, right?
Yeah.
Right. So not only can people go and build their own thing if they want to, like you can get as down and dirty as you want to in the community now. But at the end of the day, like we're talking about with Riffmasters, for anybody who doesn't, if they just wanted to listen to the first half hour of this podcast, we're talking about Riffmasters and only Riffmasters, right? They have that entry point. There is more availability for people to get in the door. And
Yes.
that is healthy for the growth of the community because it's less there's less obstruction. I almost said
Yes.
obfuscation, like people are
This-
trying to.
This might be one of our, but
Yeah,
this
don't
might be
gatekeep
one of
no
our
bad.
most like. This might be like one of our most like fucking technical episodes to
Yeah.
follow and listen closely to real soak in the information.
Well, I want to
also
tell.
really
I want to tell
important.
people something that they don't want to hear. This is our last chance, guys. This is it.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Expand on that.
So, Rock Band 4 and Guitar Hero Live came out, right? We thought that was our last chance, right?
True.
Those games died. It's like, wow, it's really over. All we have is GH3 PC and then eventually Clone Hero. Fortnite Festival exists. Console's coming back. Yarg exists. Things are better than ever. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
being so dead ass. If we'll just say in a year, Fortnite Festival's popularity dwindles to nothing, 2 people are playing it daily. That's it. It's over forever. There will never be another officially supported Guitar Hero / Rock Band type game, 5-fret rhythm action gameplay ever again. I'm so confident in that. Maybe 20 years down the line, 15 years down the line, maybe they'll try it again. But it's tried and failed 3 times at this point. This would be the 3rd strike and it's out.
Yep.
I think that just the cultural impact of Guitar Hero in the 5-fret genre is just really way too heavy to completely erase from.
Oh, we'll exist
culture
forever.
altogether.
We'll be
It
around.
will exist. We'll literally exist forever.
Yeah, we'll
I
keep
think
existing.
what Guitar Hero and Rock Band have done, just for people in general, that people would go on to become very, very expert, experienced like musicians and shit too. Like there's a lot of people that have gone far because of the things that Guitar Hero and Rock Band have allowed. Discovery of music, discovery of other niche talents, maybe within another game, maybe just somehow it's just something that led someone down a more positive life path. Like, I don't know, that's just the way that I see Guitar Hero, Rock Band. That's why I don't think it's ever going to go away forever and ever and ever.
No,
I realize how
we'll
fucking
always be
insane
around.
that
I mean,
is, too.
We've been here for almost 20 years. Maybe we'll be here for another 20. Who knows?
Yeah,
I feel
we really
like
don't
my
know.
brain is permanently altered by these games. There's part of me that requires me to play these games to feel happy.
Yeah.
It's just that it's that part of my life. It's been a part of my life for the majority of it. All throughout my formative years, I've been playing these games. I still play them now. My livelihood depends on these games now. I'm pretty sure I'll be playing these games until I physically cannot anymore, until my fingers give out. It's what I enjoy.
By
It's
that
what I
time,
do.
we're going to have...
It's part of my DNA.
We're going to have Neuralink, and we're going to just play with our mind.
We're already there, man. Remember that one dude who made the thing on Reddit not that long
Oh,
ago with
yes.
eye
the
tracking?
Yes.
Eye tracking. Yeah, we're there. We're there.
We're there. We're actually there.
We're
Yeah,
there,
but-
guys.
But we're only here
a
because
guy
of, because
played
of our
Guitar
passion.
Hero and then grew up to make that because he liked Guitar Hero. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
But
Doesn't go
we're
much
only
better
here
than that,
because
man.
because of our incredibly impassioned community. Like we did this.
Yeah.
Granted,
We really
we
did.
did all this on our own out of necessity because the old stuff was failing, and we needed to prolong the life of this game because we wanted to play it more. So this
God
is why
bless
we're
modding.
here today. God bless
God
modding.
bless modders.
God bless.
God bless the community. God bless it.
Being
Every
so serious.
person,
Being so serious.
every
we wouldn't be here.
person that, like, we have people who are making guitars, like we've been talking about, but also people who've been making content as well. If you've made any sort of contribution to the scene in the last decade, you should feel at least partially some sort of like impact for what you've helped to foster, because without people like not just us here on this show, but other folks who are making videos, who are modding the hardware, Fortnite Festival might not exist. I've said that before.
Yeah.
I'm 100% of that belief. I think we all deserve some credit in that. We really do. Because we helped keep the community afloat to the point where this is even possible for this game to exist, for the Rift Masters to exist. So not just trying to say pat us on the back here from the 4 of us here, but literally anybody in the community who's making hardware, who's making content for these games, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I think I found a good way to tie this all back to what we started with. Don't gatekeep.
Yes.
Yes.
We're here because of our
What did
of
we
our
learn
contributions, of everybody's contributions. If you're finding ways to turn people away from the game by saying, "Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you didn't do it great. No, this guitar sucks. Don't buy it." You are working against that goal. You are almost preying on the downfall of the game that we all love and enjoy. What do you want? What are your goals here? What are you looking to do?
And like
here?
I've got data in regards to like the impact of the Rift Master. So like when the Rift Master was first announced, I'll be the first to admit I was fearful because like my full-time job is modding the old guitars. So I was like, what if this kills my business? And you want to know what happened? The Rift Master existing created more interest in custom stuff.
That's a good deal.
That's exactly what happened. You know,
That's
so
great.
it ended up being a good thing because people are buying Rift Masters and they're saying, "Oh yeah, this thing's really cool," but like I've seen those modded guitars. I see what Asai uses on a stream.
Wait,
like
so-
I want one of those.
The Rift Master is the best guitar ever?
You could say it. You could say
It's
that.
not a gatekeep. It's a gateway.
Oh, dude. Hey, dude, you should
That's good. You gotta
Make that
you gotta
the title?
fucking trademark that.
make that the title of the episode. The Riff Master is the best guitar ever?
Piss a lot of people
That would get
off.
people
Piss
talking.
a lot of
And
motherfuckers off.
especially with the first 30 minutes. If somebody was a hater, be like, "Man, they're just glazing this guitar. Will they shut up about how good this guitar is?" And then here we are.
And then it
talking
just
about all this
goes
other
on
shit.
to us glazing the community and like doing a really,
Yeah, that'll get them to
sentimental-
click. Look at the hate watchers. All
That's so
three of
fucked
you.
up.
Bait.
That's so fucked up.
All three of the
How
hate
many hate
watchers.
watchers we have?
Surely there's one or two.
At least one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I can look at the like to dislike ratio on some of these. I'm pretty sure most of them are at like 100% likes. Let me just
Great.
log into
Really?
the old profile. Pretty sure, yeah.
Not
Nice
this
to know.
one now. You just doomed it.
This one's fucked. This one's going
the
to be
most recent
demonetized.
one-
It's going to be censored. It's going to be crazy.
The most recent one had 100% likes. Episode
Wow.
38 had 2 dislikes. 37 had 2. 36 had 1. The one where we're in Copenhagen and the production company filmed it for us. 531 likes, 0 dislikes. Not a single person disliked the short 10-minute episode in
You
Copenhagen.
know, people are
That's
going to
pretty cool.
dislike them after this comes out, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna
yeah,
tank. That's
it's
gonna
over.
tank.
It's over.
Don't do that. Or do it. I mean,
Hey.
more engagement's good.
I don't know, man. I can't imagine being of the mentality, seeing 4 dudes putting their time and effort into trying to make the community a better place and then going,
Nah.
no, y'all are poopy
you know what?
heads. Dislike.
Hey, you know
I
what? If there's
No.
one thing being chronically online has told me, it's like real haters do exist.
They do.
Real
Yeah.
fucking haters, they just exist to hate. And
Yeah.
that's what they like. And,
And
you
also,
know what? Less I can interact with them, the better. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
True.
That's what I was going to say. You can see them for who they are, and it's like, I feel bad for you, pal. I feel bad for
Yeah.
you. Sucks to be you. I'm going to continue doing my own thing over here, though.
Right. Exactly. The big fucking thumbs up, the big thumbs up.
Yeah,
thing,
it's like,
and then
hey,
they're all
actually,
back.
you didn't play this how I wanted you to, and then the crowd of people over there is talking to themselves like, they go back to talking amongst themselves like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, good for you. See ya.
Yeah. Great image.
There's
Yeah.
bitch and
Yeah.
this. Now, yeah, we have 2 of them.
Yeah, how many other finger gestures can we do? We have a thumb. We have a double middle finger, bitch.
And that just reminds me of Randy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've been on here for a long time. We should get off.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye.
So, yeah, I hope actually legitimately, I hope a lot of people took good information from this. I hope this was helpful, legitimately, because that's kind of what I thought this would end up being, is just like kind of a tutorial. Here's what your options are. This is what you can do. But it turned into so much more. I really
It's
I really
spun out
enjoyed
of
this
control.
I like this episode a lot. This was good.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
agree.
proud of what this show has become. Thank you guys for what
Yeah.
you do
Yes.
for this too. Like
I am
straight up,
so.
hell yeah.
Here's a new one. Hug. Kind of. Where's my hug? Where's my hug at?
Hey, bro,
This
where
is
my
where
hug
it's like
at?
I'm grabbing you.
POV.
No, not like that. Not like that. Not like that.